Hi and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Cassia. On this channel we discuss all aspects of the Ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist you in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. Today we're going to be doing a reading for Scorpio. This is going to be Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising signs, as well as the cross watcher of the Scorpio. This is a general reading. It's not going to resonate with everyone. Take what fits and leave the rest. This reading may apply to you. It may apply to somebody else in your life. Just switch the roles to fit however they fit. And if they don't fit, don't stretch it to make it fit. All right, now that we have that disclaimer out of the way, let's get going. I'm wanting to use the Moonology cards to start out your reading today, interestingly enough. And so we have, emotions are running high. All right, you guys. So you guys, this is like Scorpio, right? You are a water sign. You are ruled by emotion. However, you play that pretty close to your chest most of the time, right? So you don't necessarily express all the emotion that's sort of broiling underneath the surface. It's kind of like a pressure cooker, right? And so this may be something that you guys are experiencing right now. I'm feeling you guys as sort of experiencing and having a lot of emotion, but not in that classic Scorpio sense, right? And like, these are generalizations. Obviously, it's going to depend on whatever else you have in your chart. But I'm feeling that energy of just like a lot of emotion going on that you're not necessarily expressing right now. And then we have surrender to the divine. What do you need to release? And hold your vision. So this is interesting. So, and we've got two full moons, a super moon and a full moon. And then we've also got like two, like these little guys here. And so these are different. We have the waning moon and the fixed moon. But it's just interesting, the lineup of the cards and sort of how that looks. I'll move this down so you guys can see. But yeah. So there's a lot of emotion broiling underneath the surface for you guys right now. And you're being asked to surrender to the divine, to surrender the things that you can't control, and those things that are just kind of like stressing you out and keeping you up at night. Like, surrender that stuff to the divine. Like, allow spirit to take that. I feel like you guys have possibly been taking on a lot lately that you maybe don't need to hold and don't need to carry anymore. And spirit is just like reminding you, like, you can surrender that stuff. You can release that stuff. You don't have to carry all of that. And then hold your vision. So let's get some more. Hold your vision on the bottom of the deck. You're very close to achieving your goal. So what is this? Let's get some more about the hold your vision. Expect powerful change. New moon eclipse. Interesting. So there's some sort of change that you guys are wanting to initiate, or I feel like for some of you guys it's almost like you can feel this change coming, right? Like, you guys are a very intuitive sign. And so there's this change on the way. I feel like for some of you guys, like, possibly you put into motion manifesting something, and this might have even been a long time ago, and sort of like you can feel like some of you guys may have even forgotten about that, or that was a thing, and now it's like you can feel that momentum beginning to build. And that may be what some of this emotions are running high is about, is you guys are like kind of getting a little bit stressed out about that because you don't know what's coming and you don't know when it's coming. Let's get one more card here. And then we have luck is on your side. So, yeah. Whatever this is, and on the bottom of the deck, you and your loved ones are safe. So whatever this is that you are trying to manifest, like, luck is definitely on your side. There may be a little bit more releasing that needs to happen in the process, a little bit more releasing. And part of what some of you guys need to release is maybe the control. Like, maybe you're trying too hard to control the situation and get it, like, to control a certain situation and get it to go a certain way, and you're being asked to release that control. But this is definitely, like, let's find out, let's get some more information about this. What is going on here? What is going on? What are we manifesting here? What is our vision about? What is this vision that we're holding right now? What have we been working to manifest? Whew, the Tower. So that's interesting. I feel like, so the Tower is like sudden inspiration, right? It's like divine intervention. So that's really interesting. Let's get some more on that. That goes with the powerful change, right? And then we have the Nine of Wands. So interesting. It's sort of like, you guys are so funny. It's like you've been working and trying to manifest something possibly, but then when it comes around, I feel like you guys might be in this kind of energy, right? Like she's a little standoffish. She's just sort of like, what, you want to come? Like I've built my, do you see this gate here? You see this fortress? Like you're not getting past that. Like that's funny that you think you are, right? But like I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Like you got to prove that you're worthy before you cross this threshold, kind of deal, right? So it's like whatever it is that's coming in, she's not really quite sure that she wants to accept it, which I think is funny. And then we have your card, right? The Death card, death and rebirth. Interesting. And so I feel like some of you guys, it's like you've wanted to manifest a completely different life almost in some aspects. Like there's like magic that you've been wanting to draw into your life. There's, yeah. Let's get some more. Let's get some more cards here. Then we have the Seven of Pentacles. And the Ten of Swords, interestingly enough. Yeah, so you've definitely been working on something, right? The Seven of Pentacles, this is like somebody, like he's growing this tree, and most of the growth is happening under the surface where he can't see it, right? But he knows, he still knows deep within him that he is creating this, that he is growing this. It's like, I feel like you guys wanted to manifest something. Then maybe you changed your mind, or when it comes, you're possibly not necessarily going to be open to it. But some sort of divine intervention, if you've been kind of like going back and forth with this, some sort of divine intervention is going to come in and kind of like force your hand in a way. And there's some sort of ending that's trying to happen as well. There's some sort of ending that's trying to happen so that something new can come out of it. I'm feeling this death and rebirth as like something that wants to die. So something is trying to be removed right now. That's what's going on, is you guys asked for something, but in order for that something to come into your life, something else has to be removed. And you guys are kind of like not sure that you're trusting that process, right? Or maybe wanting to have control over how that's removed, but not necessarily taking any steps to remove it yourselves. And so Spirit's coming in, and Spirit's going to remove that for you, or Spirit is going to deliver some sort of event, some sort of realization that is going to kind of like push you in that direction. And this is gonna end some sort of painful cycle that you guys have been involved in for quite a while, which might be some of those emotions that you've been kind of suppressing and not necessarily wanting to allow yourselves to feel fully. All right, let's get some more information on what is ending here. What needs to end? What needs to end? What needs to be released? And ooh, we have Judgment and the High Priestess. Interesting. And this is like, you can see this like spectral the spirit like coming out of her body here. So it's like, what needs to be released? This is like an old version of you needs to be released. You're being asked to step into a new and a higher expression of yourself, right? The high priestess is like our ultimate, this is our soul, right? This is our ultimate intuitive energy. So you're being asked to step away from your ego, to step out of whatever role it is that you've been playing. Wherever you've been playing it small in your life, wherever you've been inauthentic and not truly expressing yourself as you are, you're being asked to release that and step out of that energy. Like, in order for this thing to come in that you've been wanting to manifest, right? This thing that you've created, that you wanted to create, whether this is a person, a job, a life, and whatever, like, first you have to shed the old. You have to become the person who is going to live this life. And it's like, some of you guys have been holding on to some old aspects of yourselves that you've been afraid to let die. And it's like, no, step into who you truly are, right? Step into the truth of your soul. And then, whew, on the bottom of the deck here, we have the Sun, right? Which is the happiest card in the deck. This is absolutely everything. Like, absolutely everything you have ever wanted or dreamed of is available to you. But first, you have to let go. You have to let go. You have to allow yourself to evolve. You have to stop holding on to these old aspects of yourself that are no longer helpful. Get out of this energy, right? Get out of this energy and open up. Open up to what's meant for you. Open up to what's ready for you, to the next phase, or the next path, or the next whatever. I lost my words there. It wasn't really important. It didn't really matter. Yeah, so this is the energy of ego death. You're being asked to allow your ego to die, to let go of whatever it is that you're holding on to, that you think defines you and who you are, or that you've been defining yourself by, that you don't need to be defined by any longer, because it's not helpful for you. And then, all right. And this is the Starseed Oracle that I'm using now. So we have lifting the veil, questioning everything. Anything unaligned must go. Boom, there you go, right? Anything unaligned, and this is those aspects of yourself, these old behaviors maybe, these old thought patterns, these old identities, these old manners of resisting, right? However that is, however you're resisting right now, like, release that. This is that period of being asked to really look at everything from a completely new and a completely different perspective, and really be honest with, like, what is it that I truly want, right? What kind of life is it that I truly want to live? What kind of person is it that I truly want to be? And then looking at every aspect of your life and being like, what is aligned with that and what is not? What is going to bring me closer to that, and what is going to hinder me from reaching that and achieving that? And, like, really, you guys are being asked to be super honest with yourselves about that, and to allow those things that are unaligned to be removed. It's always much easier if we just release those. We relax our grip on those things before the Tower has to come in and remove them for us. And then we have baby steps, action, follow your intuition before it makes sense. And this is also, I think, just telling you guys, like, you don't have to do this all at once, right? You can release things bit by bit and piece by piece. Like, it doesn't have to be, like, the Tower energy may come in, and that's what it might be. Although in this card, it's like some beautiful serendipitous energy too, right? So the Tower for some of you guys may be like a beautiful synchronistic event or something like that. It may not be something terrifying. Like, the Tower doesn't always have to be terrifying. But it's like, just take those little steps, and take those little steps as far as, like, becoming that person that you want to be, moving into alignment. Like, we don't have to do anything all at once. We just have to consistently do a little bit at a time every day. We do a little bit, and then we do a little bit more, and then we do a little bit more. And this is, like, you guys, with that intuition, right? We've got the High Priestess right here. This is your soul self, right? So this is super, super intensely charged intuition. It's like your intuition is going to be guiding you toward where it is that you're meant to go. And so when your intuition does guide you, it's about acting on that. It's about showing that you have faith and trust in the process that you have initiated. Whether you're still feeling it or not, like you initiated this process and it is happening. And then we have Warrior Woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? And we have Star Ancestors, Hidden Secrets, Lost Wisdom. Look a little deeper. Yeah, so this is some really beautiful energy as far as like moving deeper onto your spiritual path. Like first it's about releasing all of that stuff that is not in alignment with where you're trying to go. Really tapping and tuning into your own intuition, taking those little steps, taking those little leaps, and just trusting that you're going to be supported in that process, right? Like not having to know and understand everything first, just moving with it and flowing with it and going with it. Really being honest with yourselves about what you're being called to do, where you're being called to go, who it is that you're being called to be, what role is it that you're being called to step into. And I feel like you guys are going to be like, you're going to be called, you're going to feel drawn to certain places, to certain people, to certain, like, learning about certain things, right? Certain ideologies, certain spiritual disciplines, perhaps, all different types of things. And like what that's doing is those are like little keys, right? As you learn, as you explore these things, they're like little mini activations that unlock these different aspects within yourselves that are unlocking like hidden truths, hidden knowledge that was within you all the time. You just didn't remember, right? You were going to be remembering. And so that's going to be really, I want to read the Star Ancestors if I can find it. The way they do this book is a little weird, but if I can find it, I want to read that for you guys. But yeah, just like old soul gifts, right, are going to be coming back online. Like you guys are going to be able to tap into much deeper parts of yourselves. But first you have to allow this ego death process, right? This, like, the person that you truly are, the person that all of us truly is so vastly different, right? Like our soul self is so vastly different from our human self. And so it can be really scary sometimes as we're moving deeper into our soul self, because we have to release that human self. And even if we're not comfortable with that human self, it's like familiarity is comfortable. Even if we're not pleased with certain aspects of our lives, that familiarity can be very comfortable for us. Yes. Many star seeds have come to Earth at this time to help shift the planet vibrationally, to activate the ancient codes of wisdom that humanity has forgotten. And all of that information is stored in the crystalline grid. If you pull this card, you may be being called to begin working with the stars in the crystalline grid of the Earth. Some people believe that the crystalline grid of the Earth anchors divine cosmic frequencies onto the planet. You may be guided to journey to particular places on Earth to unlock these cosmic codes within your presence, right? You may also be interested in a practice called star bathing. Download a star bathing meditation at www.starseedoracle.me. So that's interesting. I might check that out myself. This card commonly arises because you're here to connect with the crystalline grid of the Earth, either in your hometown or by traveling to other places without quite knowing why. It can also mean that your light body is being activated. If this resonates, take things extra slow in order to integrate this change of vibration. Yes. And then this card, when we get this on the bottom of the deck, Star Brothers, Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. This is just like allowing yourselves to trust, to feel safe, to feel supported. This is healing issues around trust, healing those issues, some of those old wounds, right? This is where this energy comes in. That standoffish energy of like, you can't cross here, like you can't come here. Like even when it comes to your abundance and the things you wished for, just like not trusting it, right? It's like sometimes we are delivered everything that we're asking for on a silver platter, and then we're just like, I don't know. doesn't feel right to me, doesn't sit right, this was a little too smooth, this happened, this is a little too perfect, you know what I mean? There's always that sense of distrust. And so this is an energy, like, you guys can be, no offense, right? I love Scorpio energy, but you guys can be a little paranoid sometimes. And so it's easing up off of that a little bit, and like a healing of that energy, and really stepping more, like, spirit is asking you to learn to trust, to practice trust, right? To practice, just to sink into that knowledge that you are safe. And then it says, I want to read this one to you guys too. You're more protected than you can imagine. It's safe to open the back of your heart. You're being called to be open to receiving a new level of support now, from those in your life and from the benevolent beings you're connected with. Through ancestral patterning, current life traumas, and many past life karmic impressions, many of us have become mistrustful and suspicious of loyalty and have blocks when it comes to receiving support. We've learned that we need to go at life alone, that it's not safe to let our guard down and our heart be open, that the world isn't a friendly place. The Star Brothers want you to have a new experience of life on Earth. They want you to feel deeply secure and safe, even if you're going through a difficult time. They want you to hand over your fears to them, to see them as opportunities to let in more love. They're guiding you to stay open to receiving a greater level of support than you can ever imagine, both in this world and beyond. To call in your team of loyal protectors and supporters, both physically and energetically. They want you to learn to soften through life's ups and downs, and to learn to open your heart, especially when it wants most to harden. And so this is going to be a big lesson for some of you guys as some of this stuff comes in, some of this abundance, some of this healing comes in. Whatever these things are that you perhaps have been wanting to manifest as these changes come, as some of these people enter your life, and it's like, are you willing to trust that? When you're being given these gifts, right? Are you willing to trust that? And as you are willing to trust that, that opens you up to receive bigger and bigger gifts, bigger and bigger blessings, and bigger opportunities, which is absolutely fantastic. Yes, yes, yes. I love it. All right, you guys. I think we are going to end that reading right there for today. I love you all very, very much, and I appreciate you watching. Definitely hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Share, subscribe. It's very much appreciated. If you're interested in a personal reading, if you're interested in an energy healing session, the information for that is down below. It can definitely help working through some of these energies, helping. I do Belvaspata, Angelic Healing of the Heart. It really helps to open up that heart center, to open us up to receiving, to reconnect us, right, with our soul self and help us move out of this ego self. So absolutely, absolutely reach out to me for that. The link down below to donate as well. If you'd like to donate to my channel, comment, let me know how this resonated. I hope you guys have a wonderful September. I love and appreciate you so very, very much.